I'm going to explain you Bulgaria through the eyes of a tourist. And just like I said on my first video here, if you take a good look around the city center, you can see it's a very clean and beautiful city center. However, when you go to the neighborhoods, it's very different. You have more that gray, brownish colors on the buildings, and it kind of looks like more of a post-communist neighborhood. But when you come here, you have this kind of architecture that reminds you a lot of other European countries. Like you have buildings like that in Poland, you have buildings like that in Czech Republic, Croatia. So one of the best things you can do here is coming to the city center and taking good walks around, because it's not crowded, it's safe, it's beautiful, and you have lots of place to eat, to have a cup of coffee around here. So when you're traveling, I mean, take your time. Don't come here with 2 days to explore the city. Try to get at least a week, 10 days, a month. That way you can do much more of the typical touristic things, and you also get to enjoy the countryside of the country and not only the capital. And about exploring the rest of the country, not only Sofia, Plovdiv was a place that I really liked. Plovdiv is the oldest city in Europe. I believe it's top 5 oldest cities in the planet. So when you get there, you not only have a regular city with modern buildings and good structure, but you also have a lot of visible history. You can actually see the remains of Roman Empire all over the city, and it's not hard at all to get there. I believe it was nearly 2 hours, so it's very easy day trip that you can have to see something different and expand your knowledge about Bulgaria. Another place that I definitely recommend, it's even protected by UNESCO, it's Rila Monastery. It's incredibly beautiful. The monastery is just something that you're not used to see every day. The paintings, the art, the architecture, and they have all those beautiful mountains around the monastery, so it makes the place even more special. Unfortunately, when I went there, I didn't really know that you could sleep there for a night. They kind of have some rooms that they rent as a hotel, so you can actually spend a few days living there with the monks, which would be an incredible experience. But even just going there, taking a walk around, taking a few photos was already an amazing experience, and it's really easy to get there. They have these day tour companies that they pick you up in Sofia, they take you there, and then they bring you back. So this is a must go whenever you are in Bulgaria. Another place that it's also top on my list is Kovačevica. Kovačevica, it's a tiny little village. They only have 35 inhabitants in the entire village. And to get there, you gotta go to Goce-Delchev, which is kind of a small city, very interesting as well. And from Goce-Delchev, you gotta get a cab to Kovačevica. And once you get there, it's an untouched culture. You see the houses just like they were in the past. They are pure Bulgarian houses because right there, they didn't get controlled by Ottomans. So they kept all of their Bulgarian traditions. They didn't have influence of other people. And it's such a peaceful place. You can walk around, you can take your photos. It's not so crowded. So it's one of the best places that I've been to in Bulgaria. And guys, I came all the way from Sofia to Veliko Tarnovo just to ask you to click on the subscribe button. It's free. You help me a lot. And whenever people subscribe here, I have more and more motivation to keep the project going and bring you more videos. Which brings me to my extra recommendation, that is Veliko Tarnovo. At first, you think it's a small place, however, it's surrounded by history. It's extremely important to Bulgaria because this place here used to be Bulgaria's capital about 800 years ago. And it's very convenient to get there because it's in the halfway of Sofia and Bucharest. So if you are in Sofia or if you are in Romania enjoying Bucharest, you can just take a bus and in 2 or 3 hours you get there. And the place is just beautiful. You have the cathedral up there in the top and you have all the walls and bridges around. The place is scenic, it's well preserved, and it's also a great day trip that you can have in Bulgaria. And of course, I know that there are many more places in the country, such as Sozopol, Varna, Burgas, but unfortunately I couldn't go to the entire country, and I can only say about the things that I have seen and that I have done. So one of the things people ask me the most is it easy or hard to make friends with Bulgarians? Well, at first I thought it would be super hard because they don't walk around smiling. They have a serious face most of the times and they stare at you a lot. At first I was like, do they have any problems with me? But then I learned it's a cultural thing. But since I make contents for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it makes easier for me to meet people because locals watch my videos, they reach out, and wherever I go here, I always have people to show me around, to talk with, to have a drink. And by the way, special shout out to all the people that I met here: Andrei, Lubomir, Vodslav, Milena. Like, having friends around the country makes the experience much better, and you learn more about the country as well. And one more funny thing about Bulgarians: when they want to say yes, they're gonna go like this, yes, and they say no. This is super confusing at first. They explained to me it has something to do with the Ottoman Empire domination time, that, I don't know, they did it to confuse them, and they still do it. So far it's the only country that I've ever been to that they have opposite gestures to say yes and no. But of course, that's just like a silly little thing. After a few weeks here, you get completely adapted and you are no longer surprised about that. Another aspect about Bulgarians is that they are very nationalists. You see the Bulgarian flag all over, and they are very proud about everything in their culture, and they're also very proud of being Bulgarian, which is a bit different from Brazil, because in Brazil a lot of people don't really feel proud of being Brazilian. A lot of people would love to have a second nationality, and also we mock about everything. We mock about our politicians, we mock about our laws, the country, the culture, about everything, even about ourselves. While here in Bulgaria, it's kind of like you're very welcome here as long as you talk good things about us. About traditional Bulgarian food, I wouldn't say it's on my top 5 list, but it still is interesting. It's very similar to the rest of the Balkans. They have a lot of soups with tongs and tripes. They also drink a lot of yogurt, and they have tarator, which is like a cold soup made out of yogurt and cucumber. They also have a lot of stews. They also have banitsa and one kind of meat that reminds me of Bosnian cevapi. It's an interesting culinary. And even though while I'm traveling, I'm still working as a business and marketing consultant for international clients, of course I'm looking for a bargain. Nobody likes to spend a lot of money while they can spend just half and have the same amount of fun, right? So Bulgaria was interesting about that because I got an Airbnb, 1-bedroom apartment, fully furnished, great location, very spaceful, and I paid roughly 520 euros for the entire month. About food, depends on where you are. So in the smaller cities, sometimes you can have a lunch under 4 euros. And when you go to the big cities, well, it's basically between 7 and 15 euros for lunch. And for the gym that I worked out for the entire month, I had full access there. It was a good gym, and it was roughly 35 or 40 euros for the whole month. So definitely Bulgaria is not on the top tier countries about being expensive. It's very affordable for people from other countries to spend an entire month there.